I'm Sue McLachlan from the Unicorn Advisory. I am your online course creation unicorn. I'm a Kajabi expert strategist, and I'm here to help you work your way around Kajabi. And if you have been using Kajabi for a while, maybe you will be able to pick up some nice little tips and tricks. But today, our training is all about what to do when you very first get started with Kajabi. So you may have skipped some of these steps. So if you're already using Kajabi, maybe just have a watch and make sure that you have got these things covered off. And if you are brand new, well, you are going to be able to step through these things and make sure that you get it all in the right place and do things in the right order. So let's get started. Let's get into the training. The first place that you should go when you get your Kajabi account is into the settings area. So settings is just down here. And the very first place is to come into these site details here. So we're just going to really quickly work through some of these settings that you need. Now, the title of your site, you can change this at any time. The same here with your subdomain. So whatever you call this here, it will by default go to mykajabi.com. You can add your own custom domain if you want it to be mybusinessname.com, but whatever you name this, it's going to work regardless. So when you're first getting started, don't stress too much about adding in your custom domain. You can just add that in later, because any links that you make with this mykajabi are still going to work as long as you don't change this. So let's say that your business was, let's say your business name was sitedetails.com. So what you would do is you would just change this to say site details, and then you're going to have sitedetails.mykajabi.com. That's all you need to worry about. I think I'll leave this as Sue Partner. This is my partner trial account where I can show you how to use Kajabi, but you can make that whatever you want. You can add that custom domain later. So do not stress about doing that right at the beginning. You can do that just when you are ready to actually put everything live. And all of these links will work both before and after you put it live. So if you're not worried about it saying mykajabi.com, you can just leave it. You don't have to actually add in that custom domain. You might want to add in your support email. This is going to just show up in a couple of sections of the site, where this is basically what email address that you want people to use for them to get into contact with you. You can add a phone number if you want. You don't have to. Choose your English, your English, your language. There's lots of different options, and default currency. You can change different offers to be different currencies if you want. This is just what it's going to automatically default to. Now, this is something that we will come back to when I go into actual page design. We will be doing a workshop on page design, but this is basically where if someone types in sitedetails.com or yourdomain.com, this is which page in Kajabi are they going to land on. Now, by default, it is going to come up saying show the theme homepage. I'll show you what that means just in this website area, but you can change it to show a landing page. And if you're only using Kajabi for your courses and you're not using the blog or website feature, you can actually direct people straight through to the library, and that's where all the courses will be held. So you've got a few options, but this is where you change and choose the page that people will land on. And in this case, we've got a coming soon page. So that is one of the things we'll cover in a little bit later in this lesson. But yeah, so you just go into here and you can choose from the list of pages that you have created. And we've got this coming soon example page that I will show you. So yeah, you can create a coming soon page and set that as that default page. Good idea to add your logo in. This one is my playing around with account, so it doesn't have a logo. A favicon, I would highly recommend it. A favicon, if you can see up in the corner here, it's this little mini icon version of your site. And if you don't have like a little mini icon, then maybe just go into a graphic design program like Canva and just create like a square or round image, even just with the initials of your business. If you try and make this too busy, because it's so small, it's going to be really hard to read. So something really simple and clear. But if you have a square version or an icon version of your logo, that's the perfect thing that you can add in here under your favicon. Now, one thing I really like about Kajabi is that you can add in your default colors. So it will automatically choose some standard colors, but you can reset it to the default palette, but you can override any of these by putting your hex codes in. So you just click on the color and you just choose your hex code. So I know only one of mine off by heart, FF7, C77. So you can go and put in your different colors. So you can go into each one and change it to whatever hex codes. If you don't have a hex code yet, I do recommend it because it will allow you to have consistency. But if you don't have that, then go and choose some colors. And by putting them in here, every time you go to pick a color anywhere on your Kajabi site, it's going to bring up this palette so that you can use the same color each time. So you don't need to use all of those. If you've only got 5 colors, just replace the ones on the top row there. One thing I often like to do is add in white, which is here. Just so that you've got white and you don't have to type in FFF every time. If you have a headshot of yourself and you can add in your name and title, this will just default to whatever you put in here when you create a product. So I will show you when we do our product creation lesson where you will find this instructor information. So that you don't need to do, that you can do later. It just means that instead of it defaulting to lorem ipsum John Doe, it will default to you and what you put in here. So now, sometimes you may need to embed software. For example, if you are using something like Pinterest and you are adding the Pinterest tracking software, anywhere where it might say that you want to add something that's going to be used across your entire website, this is where you will add those scripts. And it's if you want an individual page, this isn't going to work, but it's where there's a code that is site-wide. Don't stress too much about that at this point when we're just getting started. If you do have specific software that you are wanting to embed, let me know. Some software can just be embedded in here. Sometimes you will need access to the code editor. That's when things get a little bit more complicated, when you want things just on individual pages. But for the most part, most things that I've found that have needed to be added are able just to be added, just cut and paste into this section, which is nice and easy. Now, this SEO and sharing, you do not have to do this today, but I would recommend that you fill in this SEO and sharing information. But just in basics, just anytime that you see this here, make sure that you fill it in and you put something in there. Now, what you might notice is that we don't have our business name in here, and that's because most people aren't going to even know that we exist. They just know that they want expert Kajabi advice or online business strategy, or they want their Kajabi site built. So, so things that you put in here are more the things that people search for rather than your business or your personal name. So just bear that in mind. But if you want more SEO information, come back. But if you see anything like this, even if it's not perfect, even if you just put something in there, just don't leave it blank. This image in here, this page image, this is for sharing on social media. So you might notice sometimes if you go to share your page on Facebook, for example, it's going to pull a little tiny preview image. This is the image that it is going to pull. Now in this section here, this settings, site details, this is your overall SEO for your entire website. You can set SEO settings for each individual page and the blog as well. So just bear in mind, this one is the one for your website as a whole. And depending on your plan, if you want to get rid of the display, the powered by Kajabi, that's going to go in the footer, just turn that off. Totally up to you. All right, so that is your site details. That's probably one of the most important ones. Blog, if you are using blog, go into blog. That is not compulsory to get started. And we will be doing a whole training on blogs. So, come back for that, or, get into the group so that you won't miss out. But payment integrations are important. If you want to be selling anything, you will need to set up these integrations before you start selling. So do this as early as you can. There is instructions for setting up Stripe and PayPal. You will need a PayPal business account in order to accept payments by PayPal. And with Stripe, don't freak out when you do set up Stripe. It's actually going to create a sub account, like it looks like a new account within your Stripe account, so that all of the transactions from Kajabi are kept separate to any other transactions that you have coming into Stripe. So if you're like, why have I got 2 Stripe accounts? You don't, you've actually just created a sub account. So don't worry too much. But when you go through to connect those, it's It's just a case of just following the instructions. There's a bit of information to put in, but it's pretty straightforward. So you can just go through with those, just click on learn more, and it'll take you through to the Kajabi help guides for setting those up. I do recommend before you go to create any checkout pages that you do set up those payment integrations, as it's not going to let you fully complete them until they are set up, even if just one of them is live. Okay, the next most important thing that you want to set up, if you do want to do a custom domain, you can go in here, but that is not a getting started thing. That's a later kind of thing, is in the marketing settings. So the marketing settings and the site settings are the most important ones to set up. So you can just go through and include your details here. Now, this address, this has to be completed. It is compulsory. And if you don't have a business address, I would recommend putting a PO box address, a post office box, because for email marketing laws, so nothing to do with Kajabi, you do actually have to have your business address advertised at the bottom of every email. So if you go to send an email and you're like, hey, why is my home address on there? Then you may have put that in under these marketing settings. So this is where you will put in your address. If you don't have an actual post office box address, then I would recommend getting one. Some people have got away with, or not got away with, they have decided to just use just their street name, not the street number. It's completely up to you what you feel comfortable with. I personally don't like putting my home address on the internet, so just use this PO box and just pay a small amount every year at my local post office box in order to advertise that. So you will need to put something in there. Next is if you want your logo to be at the top of any emails that you send out, your email broadcasts, sequences, etc. This is where you add your logo in, and then that will automatically appear. When you are first setting up, I would not worry about setting up a custom email domain. I would just use just the regular Kajabi email domain. The custom email domain is really helpful, but do it later. Don't worry about it in the beginning. Get Kajabi set up and then do that afterwards. I would recommend, however, that you change the name here. You don't leave it set to like your email address name, like you actually put in a first name. So for example, the one that comes out from us says Sue Unicorn Advisory. So you can see here what it's going to look like in the preview. You just don't want it to say Sue at the Unicorn Advisory, like, and then that again. So just, making sure that you just have something. So when this is what this many characters is what people are going to see as the preview in their email box. So just making sure it's something that will help people to recognize you and or your company. So either your full name or your name and company name, if that's how people know you, because most people know me as Sue from the Unicorn Advisory. All right, so you can also choose the default time to send your sequence emails. So this is when you are sending out sequences. We are going to do a training on email sequences, just not today, but this is where you go if you want to choose what time they go out. So usually I send mine out around 5 a.m., but that is in my default Sydney time. So that's kind of the time I've picked where UK people are still awake, US people, it's kind of coming, starting to get towards afternoon, end of the day, and it's beginning of the day for Australia. So it kind of covers the majority of my audience. If you have a main audience in one country, then sending in the morning can be good. However, test it, see what works best for your audience. Sometimes the morning might be good. Sometimes it might work better sending it later in the day. But yeah, this is where you change it once you've decided when you want to send it. Okay, so another couple of things just for getting started, and then I will show you some other areas of Kajabi to think about. There's this labs area here. Don't stress about it too much at the moment. The only time that it might help you, this is kind of like new settings and new features that are coming to Kajabi, so they don't automatically add them. But if you're ever looking at a training that someone else has done in Kajabi and it looks different to yours, it could just be that they've got one of these labs turned on and you don't. So you can come and play around with these. These are kind of things that are eventually going to make it into Kajabi. They're just still sort of in the trial testing process, so not like in everybody's account just yet. Mobile app settings. Now, I'm going to tell you this now, even though you might not be caring about this now, because I am constantly surprised how few people set up their mobile app settings, and it's so easy and simple to do. All you need to do is make sure that you have a logo in here. Now, this is a square logo. So again, it's going to come like one of these little icons in the corner. So whatever you're using for that favicon that I just mentioned before, put that in here. Otherwise, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like a gray box with a little thing in there, or it's just going to show a Kajabi logo. So it would be so much nicer if it showed your logo or something that was more recognizable. And you may not want it to default to this ugly black and blue unless that is your colors. So if you have different colors, just pick the one in here that is the closest to yours. Now, these are the only color options because this is for a mobile app, and these are colors that have passed accessibility tests. So just pick the one, if you've got a bit of purple in your logo or blue, green, orange, whatever it is, just change that. And this will take you like, I don't know, 20 seconds. So it's definitely worth doing. Do not worry about this. This was when the Kajabi app first came out. It's been out for a while. This is only if you just want to let people know how they can download it. It does have a helpful little thing where you can actually get this link if you want to tell people how to download the app. But yeah, it's not essential. So, all right, we've got the main things to get started: site details, payment integration set up, marketing settings, and that's pretty much all you need to do to get set up. You can go through all the sections of this at some point in time, but those would be the main things that I would start with in the beginning. Now, I just wanted to cover something in the website. A lot of people that I work with get really hung up on getting their website started, set up, and created before they do anything else. And you do not need a website to run an online business. What you need is a way for people to give you money, and Kajabi does give you that. So you could start selling something without any website pages, which blows some people's minds. And you might be like, no, but I have to create a website. You really don't have to. You can choose to, and you certainly can do it later. But just start simple. Start simple, get something up for sale, and then you can maybe come back and do it later. However, what would be really, really helpful is having a coming soon page whilst you're setting everything up. Maybe you haven't got your product available for sale yet. So in this website area, you'll notice that when you go into website and then into pages, you've actually got 3 different areas here. So in Kajabi, there is the website, there is landing pages, which are single standalone pages, and we've got pipelines. So I'm going to do I wish I could do a big X through pipelines. We're not going to worry about pipelines today. We'll come back to that. But website and landing pages are just 2 different page building areas of Kajabi. So with your website, to start with Kajabi, you don't need to worry about the store. You don't need to worry about blogs. You need the library and you need the login. Everything else you can worry about later. So you can come through and do all of this at another point in time. But for now, you just need to do your library and your login page. And when I say do your library and login page, it just means style it to how you want it to be. So if you are wanting to sell something and get up and running as quickly as possible, every product, when someone logs in, they are going to come to this library product to be able to access their course. So you can just style this, if you don't, you can add a logo in here or just have text and just put your business name. You can add your socials up into the top, into the header if you choose to. You can update this section, put your image in here, your information, and then you can choose how you would like this set out. So you can choose in here. Where are we? So I've got my courses, and you can choose whether you want a list. You can put it into columns so that they're going in, or 3 columns so that they're across. So there's different ways that you can lay out your different products. If you've just got 1 or 2, then maybe just having it this way is fine. If you've literally only got 1, then a list is probably going to look better. It's going to go across the page. But yeah, this is where someone will come. So the first thing they'll do is they'll log in, they'll come to this library page, and then they'll click through to actually go to their course or their product, whatever it is that you have sold them. You can change this section. You can add this button, and you can make this a get in touch button or a book a call button. You can do anything. You can be like, actually, I don't want a button at all. I'm going to take that off. So this is where you can just play around. And I will be doing a training session on page design, and that will cover how to actually, design and structure these pages. So I will go into it in more detail. I'm just giving you the getting started. So this is your library area. What you can do in here, which is really cool, is you can, if you've got multiple products for sale, you can add a new section, and you can actually have these storefronts here. So I've got it hidden at the moment. So we can show that. And so underneath the courses that the person already owns, you can actually have other courses you might like, and then you can add extra courses that they haven't yet purchased. So when you have these areas that you're adding, you can untick and tick to don't show if they already own it. So if that's the case, then nothing is going to come up here if they don't already own it. But this is where you can cross-sell into other courses. So that's the library part of the website. And then the other page you might just want to put a little bit of styling on is just the login page. And again, it's just a case of changing it to make sure that it doesn't look like, a random brand that isn't yours. So you're going to have this login. And if you want to change the actual settings, you can come in here to Style Guide. You can choose your primary color. You can choose your button color. You can choose your actual fonts. So, you can choose the font that you would like for the text and for the heading. So there's a drop down, so you can just go through and choose your own font. And you can update all of these other colors, sizes of the fonts, all those kinds of things. So and when you make those changes, it's also going to make the changes on the library page as well. But you may want to, in this login area, you may want to add an image. So you might want to put a brand image or something like in here, or you might just want to leave it blank. Totally up to you. So just giving that a little bit of styling, or being aware that this is a page that your students are going to come to, because sometimes you might not realize. Just good to know, and good just to give it a little bit of you to the page. And of course, making sure that it's not set to say Kajabi. All right, so that is your website. Now, I just wanted to show you one other page. So I actually created a new landing page. So a landing page is separate to the website, because every page within the website, any change that you make in the website, any color, font, is going to change all of the pages in the website. But you might want to have a page that is just on its own, and that's where you make these landing pages. You can use these for things like your sales pages, all the different pages of your website. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with a simple coming soon page. So I've got this one that I've already prepared. But if you wanted to do a simple coming soon page, you can just come into this landing page here and just pull up one of the example pages. But you want to keep it really short and simple, because this is, just something that you're going to do in your brand. All it's going to say is, site design website is coming soon. And I think actually, I think I was playing around with this. So you can, add your contact information. This was just a stock standard page, just straight out of Kajabi. So you can add your own contact information here. So you can just type in your telephone number or email, change these social icons to be yours. Right now, they are going to default to Kajabi. One thing you might notice is every time I'm clicking anywhere, it's actually going to take me on the left here to the place where I change it. So here we've got Facebook and Instagram. So you can just get rid of Kajabi, type over the top, and it's going to automatically put that in there. And you might be like, hang on, I have Twitter as well. So you can actually add in your twitter.com/site details. And then what it's going to do is it's going to add Twitter automatically. So if you've got any other socials that you want to do, that is how you add them in. So you can change the image, change the colors, etc. I would change, this is just picked a random logo. So you might want to actually change. So you might want to change this to, this is going to be the name of the company now, is Site Details. So you can change that, there. And you might just want to be our new website coming soon, and then down here is enter your email site is ready. Now, if you are doing it for a course, you might want to make that sound a little bit more exciting and say enter your email below to get an exclusive special discount on blah, blah, blah course. And instead of new website is coming, you might want to talk about a course or something. It's totally up to you. And then you can come into here. We've actually got a form set up. So I think I'd use this page as a giveaway, but we're going to come in here. If you come in here and there is no form, it's going to look like this. It's going to say select a form to display. So you will need to edit your form. So to get an email from someone, you need to create a form for people to enter their name and email into it. So when you come in here, there is going to be nothing in here. It'll be completely blank. So we need to create a new form. Now I'm going to do a full training on forms because there is a little bit to consider with double opt-in and single opt-in, which might be a term you have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm going to actually do a full training on creating forms. So just doing it super simply for now, just so actually I won't even do it. I'll come back and do forms in that second training. So I don't confuse you. I have this this waitlist one already set up. So we're going to use this waitlist form, which is already set up how we want it to be set up, and it's adding a tag, etc., etc. So we're going to use this. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to come in here and find our waitlist form. So I will come back to me when I do the forms training. And so in this is now entering that, and we've actually got an extra bit of text here. We'll let you know. It's ready and give. So we can save this. So that means you can then set this page here to be the default page if someone types in your website address, or you could just give out the actual address for this page. So I'm going to show you how you can give out the address for this page. So obviously you would make it, style it how you wanted, put in your image, your, colors, anything that you wanted. But basically you just want to be able to give people a way to to be the first ones notified when it's ready and start growing your email list from day one. So 2 ways that people can get to this page. So we're just going to save this. If we go into details down the bottom here, when we go into details, this is actually going to show you what the name of the page is and what the URL or the address of the page is. Now, my website before I showed you is set to sue-partner.mykajabi.com. I do not have a custom domain set up on this. And for you, you can have it to your domain.mykajabi.com, and that link will work even once you have changed that to a custom domain. So I would just set that coming soon page up, copy the link. So if you come over here and press this button, it will copy a link, and then you can put that into your social media profile, anywhere that you want to tell people about your site, and it's going to bring this up so people will be able to enter their email address. Now, also you might notice that this says this page is currently set as your site's homepage. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where the page was set in that site details setting. Now, this is the SEO. We don't have the SEO set up. We probably should if we were going to do it. This is where you would set it for your site and for this page. So you could put in some information about your business and choose an image here, especially if you are going to be sharing this page on Facebook. And if you did want it to be found in Google, click that on as well. Okay, so you've got your page set up. We're going to save that, and I just wanted to show you back again how we go into this site details, because it says this is currently set as homepage. Now, once your site is ready, or once you have something else that you want people to go to, you might not want that coming soon as the homepage anymore. So that's where you have to come into this site details, site info, and just change this here. And you can either change it to the library, change it to a different landing page. So pick something else out of this page. Maybe you'll make a sales page or something like that. And that is where you can update that. Once you have your product set up, then you need to sell it. So this is our sales area here. So through our trainings, I will show you how to set up an offer, which is your checkout. So this is the back end of your offer, like all of the information. If you want to set up any automations, like send to an email, to tag, you can even give affiliate commissions. There's lots and lots of things that you can do within here. And then also actually editing your checkout, like what people will see. So you can actually come in and customize this so that it doesn't look like this, and you will be able to make sure that people see exactly what it is when they are going to purchase. And as well, what are we going to be covering? Oh, that's right. We will also cover some lessons on the pipelines feature of Kajabi, which is also known as funnels. So that's the sales funnels and pipelines. The email campaigns, how to set up email campaigns, broadcasts, sequence, all those great things. And forms, we'll talk about forms. We'll also talk about events, and the people area of Kajabi, which is your CRM, how to manage different people, how to segment and filter them, because there is a lot that you can do there. Kajabi is so awesome. If you do get stuck in the meantime, just going to cover off a couple of ways that you can get help. Come down to the help center, to this help area. I'm going to show you Kajabi Assistant in a second, because that is really awesome. But you can go into the help center. Kajabi have a fantastic help center. They also have a live Q&A a couple of times a day. You can join me for these live mini trainings and workshops. And I also have Unicorn Heroes, which is a fantastic support membership where we help you with any questions that you have. I do a weekly Q&A in there and have a huge library of training and Kajabi training and other bonus resources. So that's just one of the things that is there for you. Also, Kajabi have live chat. So if you are on the growth or the pro plan, you get 24/7 live chat. This is so helpful. I used it continually in my first week with Kajabi. Barely use it now, but it's just nice to know that it's there whenever you need it. Right now, it's 8:30 on Sunday evening, and if I wanted to, I could just click on that and be getting answers to my questions pretty quickly. You can also contact support via email. And if you do have any things you're like, oh, I wish Kajabi did that, you can share ideas. But I just wanted to show you this Kajabi Assistant because it is something that is really cool. Say you were like, where did I put that coming soon page? If I typed in coming soon, firstly, it's going to give me information about relevant topics to coming soon, but also see up the top where it's got site results. This is going to take me straight to my coming soon page within the system. I could even type in someone's name in here. So I'm going to type in, test, because I know that I called everyone test. And there's all these things. Actually, I might have to call it a name. So I might have to call it Sue Test. Sue Test. And it's going to be search people for Sue Test. So I can actually go in and search and see if I have any Sue Tests. But you might also be wanting to find, so it's going to take you how to test your emails, creating a test purchase, split testing, testimonials. So it's going to take you to various help articles directly just by going into this little question box here. But also you can actually go through each of the different sections of Kajabi. For a website, you've got design, pages, navigation, which is your menus, all these different sections. So it's a nice quick way to access the Kajabi support. So it's one of the reasons why I really love Kajabi. It's really fantastic to get support, and because I love Kajabi so much and our business supports people using Kajabi, we are here for you as well and happy to help. So that is your getting started with Kajabi. Just to give a quick recap, go into the settings area first. Make sure that you've got your settings set up. Your site details, so that you have the name of your site, you've got your support information, you have chosen the page that you want someone to get to if they go to yourdomain.com. You can add in your branding and colors. Instructor details, you can add that now or later. SEO and sharing, you can add that later, not the end of the world. But just don't forget about it. And then also your marketing settings. It will actually, Kajabi will force you to fill in the marketing settings. If you don't, so you might as well just do it straight away. This is your address that is going to show up at the bottom of every marketing email that you send. Your logo, if you would like that to appear on the top of your emails automatically. Your email, like the email that you want your emails to come from. And then if someone clicks reply on your email, so if they just press reply, this is where you want that to come back to. So maybe you have an address. For example, we have hello@theunicornadvisory.com, which all of the people on our team can access. So whoever gets that first will be able to reply. But I just want the from one to come from me because I'm the face of the company and the brand. So you can choose whichever emails that you want to have in there. If you have a company like a domain email that is better than a Gmail, you can use a Gmail to start, but ideally you will actually have a company domain name. So that is in your marketing settings. And then at some point, just go through all of these different settings. And if you've got any questions about any of them, payment integrations is one that I would set up before you start creating offers and checkout. So before you hit the sales section, you can start with offers, but you are going to run into some roadblocks if you don't have your payment integrations set up. I will go into some other details about these. In all of my training programs, I've got a full walkthrough of each individual one of these settings. So I just, it might take a little bit of time. And you've got, other ones down here. So that is the first thing to get set up. And then a coming soon page, which you can put as a landing page on your website. And if you also go into your pages, then in your website area, just remember to update your library and your login before you start selling anything, because these are the two pages that people will see once they log in to go and access their product. Everything else you can update later. You don't need to update that in order to sell anything. And then to sell something, you will need to create an offer, but we're going to do a full training on offers soon. So you will be able to see how to create an offer, set it up, sell it, and you will understand all the different things. And then you can pretty much start making money straight away and cash in with Kajabi. All right. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Sue from the Unicorn Advisory. Ask me any questions if you have them. Happy to help and talk all things Kajabi. I love it a lot. And have a beautiful rest of your day.